Hey gang, DVD Collector back, and welcome back to the Movie Reviewers 100. It is gross FX week, gross makeup week, something along that lines, and I have a lot of movies that have gross makeup in it. I really do. I pride myself in being a horror fan, and I was my first instinct was to go ahead and talk about The Evil Dead, the original Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi work. But once I thought about it, I thought, you know what, Evil Dead is very important to me. It means so much to the horror community. And a lot of the grotesque makeup in that was due to budget. Not saying that if they had a bigger budget it wouldn't have looked gross too, but I think that this was, the reason was they didn't have a lot of money, so the makeup had to be forced to be grosser than it was instead of more demonic, which I'm not complaining at all. I love the makeup in this, but I thought I would talk about something that made a very conscious effort to be grotesque. They needed it to be grotesque. Now, Evil Dead was like that because Sam was going after horror fans. He was giving horror fans what they wanted. The movie I want to talk about is Cronenberg's The Fly. Now, the makeup in this systematically gets worse throughout the film, with Jeff Goldblum also starring Gina Davis. And the makeup needed to be like this for shock value, because we needed to see the transformation between mad scientist, if you will, to Brundle Fly. But a couple of the reasons was because Cronenberg is an amazing storyteller, and he wanted to show us that, transformation that we didn't get to see with the Vincent Price version of this film, even though I personally like the Vincent Price Fly better than Cronenberg's, just because, and almost 100% because Vincent Price is in it. And that's a very, very shitty thing for me as a self-proclaimed movie critic to do, as I like it because Vincent Price is in it. But that's a personal taste. Not that I think it's a much better movie, because Cronenberg's film is leaps and bounds above what Vincent Price's film is. It's just a personal preference. But the gore in this goes from a couple different things, where we see the baboon fry, and then the slow, I don't know, it's not really slow, but in context of this conversation it will be, the slow transformation that Jeff Goldblum goes from the moment the fly enters his body and enters his DNA from the switch until the end, where he has, spoiler alert, the Mercy killing at the end. It slowly devolves, or evolves if you want to, into what this is. And he thinks at the beginning, I'm becoming a better, stronger, more powerful person, to, wait a minute, something's happening, to, oh my god, this is good again, to, holy shit, what have I done, please kill me. And it does such a great job showing that progression. And the special effects themselves are just so great. They don't automatically take him away. They don't automatically take Jeff Goldblum out of the picture. Obviously it's him in the suit, but they make it so that you can still recognize him. You don't not just the voice. And it does a lot with Jeff Goldblum's natural acting style. Not so much talent, but style that he does. The way he speaks, it's just natural for him. It's the same in a lot of his characters. I'm not faulting Jeff Goldblum. I love him, and it fit him. I couldn't picture two better people for this role, even though I always thought that they looked more like brother and sister than lovers. But anyway, the transformation goes along with him, and the use of this gory makeup is very well done. It is needed, and it's not over the top. I don't think at one time in this film do they go over the top with this, even though in the original they covered it up by having a bag on his head and a pillowcase on his hand or something. They wanted to show the audience, and Cronenberg did this with such style, making it frightening. It not so much but this is what has happened. He has embrace this. Gina Davis the whole time thinks we can fix this, and then there's the scare of the pregnancy. Is it going to be a larva? And it's just, they have a lot of really good special effects. But like I said, what I wanted to touch on with this was it was needed gory. A lot of times we go overboard on gore, which I'm not complaining. I love gore. I love senseless gore. Dead Alive. There's a lot of nasty stuff in there I love. Evil Dead 2, just so many zombie films. Tom Savini's, his work with Romero, and just about anything Savini does, the practical effects. And practical effects are always going to be better than CG effects for the gore factor. So that's what we're talking about this week was goriest makeup, most disgusting makeup, and I'm going to pick The Fly. Simply because not only is it one of the grossest makeup jobs that is out there, it's also one that I can honestly say it had to be like this or it just wouldn't work. It doesn't work with just a giant fly head in a white jacket. It doesn't work today. And nowadays that probably wouldn't even freak anybody out with the gore that they had. But back in the 80s, early 90s, it was very effective. And still today, to me, as a fan of the film and a fan of Mr. Cronenberg, it is very effective. And I hope you guys have seen it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It is a wonderful film. Jeff Goldblum's probably his best performance next to Jurassic Park. And Gina Davis nails it too. And that's it. So until next time, guys, watch everybody else's gory videos this week, and we'll see you again next week. And in case you're wondering, yep, I'm back in the movie room, so I'm trying to film a lot more here, and I kind of like this setup. The lighting's good. And let me know what you think about that as well as The Fly. So, until next time, guys.